wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't even...
Hey y'all, how we doing? Welcome to episode 72 of the Fourth Down Forum podcast. Now, first and foremost, before we get into our Week 7 NFL Pickems, which I got right here to the right of me, I do want to apologize for not being able to put out a Week 6 NFL Pickems episode last week. Last week was extremely hectic and busy for me, but we are going to be back on our regularly scheduled program going forward with the Pickems, and we do have some other stuff coming up on the channel that I will talk about more at the end of this video. So, without further ado, first up on the docket is Thursday Night Football, which at the time of this recording is tomorrow night. That's going to be an AFC North matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the interesting thing about this matchup is on one side, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are looking really great this year. Really good. On the other side, you got the Cincinnati Bengals, who still do not have Joe Burrow playing for them. You know, he went down with an injury. So, what did the Bengals do? They went in division and traded for Joe Flacco. Now, as a Ravens fan, this hurts. Because before Lamar Jackson, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate everything Lamar Jackson has brought to the Ravens. I appreciate everything Lamar Jackson will continue to bring to the Ravens. And I am one of the people out there that believe someday Lamar Jackson is going to take the Ravens and get them a Super Bowl ring. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that. But before Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback for years, from 2008 to I want to say 2019, won them the second Super Bowl, Super Bowl 47, was Joe Flacco. Fun fact, that second Super Bowl was one on my sister's birthday. But Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, which now means this man has played for 75% of that division. So it wouldn't surprise me if next year he completes the AFC North gauntlet and plays for Pittsburgh. Hopefully not. We already have some former Ravens over there. Who do I have winning this game and why? It's a tough one, you know. But give me the Cincinnati Bengals. And no, I'm not picking them just because I'm a Ravens fan and I'm salty the Steelers are doing good. I just think Joe Flacco is going to be out there throwing piss missiles. And, you know, he's going to be like, F it. Jamar Chase is down there somewhere. And they're going to somehow find a way to win. Now, we go from that to the Eagles and Vikings game. I did not pick a team to win this one because this one is a toss-up for me. The Eagles offense has looked meh this year. Not great, not bad, just meh. The Vikings, to my knowledge, I think McCarthy's practicing now, but I believe they're still going to roll with Carson Wentz. You don't just come off of that if you're being successful with that. But who do I have winning this game and why? Mind over matter. Mind over gut. I have the Eagles winning this game. And then Rams, Jaguars. The Rams just beat my Ravens. I tell people all the time, the biggest mistake I made in my lifetime is becoming a sports fan. Because give me a second. Not only did the Rams beat us, they are still in Baltimore using Camden Yards, you know, the Orioles team's park, for practice before they go to this international game in London. So, could I be petty? Could I sit here and be like, the Jaguars are going to beat them like they beat us in 2017 back in London? I could, but I'm not going to. I have the Rams winning this game. Nakua should be fine. You know, he had a scare. Yeah, he had a scare, but Devontae Adams, Nakua, their run game, Stafford, I'm taking the Rams. Patriots, Titans. Drake May is looking really damn good. I will give him his props. I'm taking the Patriots over the Titans. Vrabel is the head coach of the Patriots now, so there's that. Stephon Diggs is there. Now, Panthers Jets. The Panthers are coming off of upsetting the Dallas Cowboys. The Panthers are going to beat the New York Jets. If we're being honest, Justin Fields looked like crap last week. Dolphins, Browns. Now, I have the Dolphins winning this game. I know Tyreek Hill's out for the season. But they still got Tua. They still got Waddle. I just don't trust where the Browns are, to be honest. So, let's get into the Saints. Bears. The Bears defense looks really damn good. Really damn good. And that scares me. That scares me because after this bye week that the Ravens have, hopefully they get their head out of there. You know what? We play them. But they're also coming off of 3 straight wins. We're going to make that 4 after they play the Saints. I get that the Saints have Kamara. I don't trust the Saints quarterback situation. I believe the Saints are actively shopping some of their players right now too. So give me just a second, y'all. Bear with me. But yeah, I'm picking the Bears over the Saints. Defense, Caleb Williams is coming into his own. Raiders, Chiefs. Now, the one thing I need from this game is Ashton Genty to have a good game. Other than that, I have the Chiefs winning this game. You know, I believe they're getting Rashee Rice back, so that's going to bolster their offense. The Raiders, I think Bowers still hurt, so that's a hit for them. Colts, Chargers. Now, the Colts look really, really great, right? Right. I believe they're 5-1 at the time of this recording. Could be mistaken. But all good things are meant to come to an end. And I have the Chargers who will be debuting their new jerseys, the bright gold ones. I have them not upsetting. That's not an upset. I have them beating the Colts. Now, let's talk about an upset, though. Giants, Broncos. Let's talk about it. Jackson Dart looks really good. Cam Skattebo is running like a man on a mission. That man, I am convinced, is the damn juggernaut. Tell me he's not. So, that said, my upset of this week is going to be the New York Giants over the Denver Broncos. And yeah, I get it. The Broncos defense is good. Bo Nix is good. But I'm taking the Giants. Packers, Cardinals. Now, I believe Kyler Murray is still injured. So, that said, I'm taking the Packers. Commanders, Cowboys. Now, surely y'all are about to be like, yo, D, you're not going to have the Cowboys losing back-to-back games, right? Wrong. I am going to have them lose back-to-back games. And that's not to be petty. That's not out of spite. You know, I do live in Texas. I am surrounded by Cowboys fans. That's just, I think the Cowboys defense is nowhere where it needs to be. And I know that's ironic coming from me because the Ravens defense is straight garbage. This ain't your daddy's defense. But Jaden Daniels, I believe Deebo Samuel's going to play. So, yeah, I'm taking the Commanders. Falcons, 49ers. Now, let's talk about it. The Falcons, damn, coming off upsetting the Bills. Nobody saw that coming. Well, wrong. There is this one girl I follow on Twitter. Believe her name's Fangirl for NFL. She's a Falcons fan. She did pick her team to beat the Bills, and everybody was laughing about that. She proved them wrong. So, yeah. But Falcons, 49ers, who do I have winning this game and why? Honestly, I need big games out of Bijan Robinson and Christian McCaffrey because I have both of those guys in fantasy and I'm trying to win another ship. So, but mind over matter, taking the 49ers. Then we get into the Bucs-Lions game, and this one, I don't know. Because the Bucs are good. They got Baker Mayfield, who, I don't care what anybody says, Josh Allen is not the MVP this year. You could make a case for Daniel Jones, but Baker Mayfield, I repeat, Baker Mayfield, and if, for those in the back, or for those who didn't hear me, Baker Mayfield is the lead candidate and should be the lead candidate for MVP. The Lions just got their ass handed to them by the Chiefs, but that's the Chiefs, so that doesn't really surprise me. Surely, I'm not going to have the Lions lose back-to-back games, right? Correct. I'm picking the Lions over the Buccaneers to win this game. Then, we get into the Monday night game, which can we talk about this before I get into anything else? ESPN, stop with the double-header Monday night football games. We want to get back to being able to watch one Monday night football game. You know, if you're going to have the double-header anywhere, have it on Thursday night football where you can have an option between, oh, this game's ass and, you know, this game's not. But nobody wants to have to watch one game, tune into that, and then the other game starts playing, and then tune into that. Switch it back to where it's one Monday night football game. You can't say you can't do it. Hell, even if you got to be like, okay, we're going to play one game in the afternoon and one game at night, do that. Anyways, Texans, Seahawks. Man, the Seahawks. I miss Mike Macdonald. The worst thing that this franchise has done, franchise as in my Baltimore Ravens, is let Mike Macdonald walk and go be a head coach somewhere else instead of promoting him to head coach. You could have given John Harbaugh a front office job like the Seahawks did with Pete Carroll, but instead you have incompetent John Harbaugh sitting there going like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs to rely on back in the day, and now I'm hoping and praying to whatever deity that Lamar Jackson comes back and saves my job, not for the first time, not for the second time, but for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth time in this man's career. The Ravens need to fire John Harbaugh. I will stand 10 toes down on that. And I used to be one of John Harbaugh's biggest supporters. I would defend that man and be like, no, it's fine, we're good, he's a former coach of the year. And I'm not saying John won't get a head coaching job somewhere else, but the same way, you know, the writing was on the wall with Joe Flacco when Lamar took over, the writing is on the wall with John Harbaugh. Anyways, I digress. I have the Seahawks beating the Texans. I think they're the better team. They have a stout defense. I was going to say something else. Yeah, I have the Seahawks winning that game. So, the Bills are on a bye week. They probably need that because they are coming off of that loss to the Falcons. The Ravens are also on a bye week this week, and Lord knows we needed it because who the hell is this team, right? This team, before the season started, people were predicting them to be in the Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl. Now, we are at 1-5, and I'm not going to fault it all on, you know, us just being a bad football team. There's injuries, I get that, that's part of the game. But the great coaches overcome that. The great coaches know how to overcome that. John Harbaugh doesn't seem to know how to do that. Because honestly, we should have won that game against the Rams. My other beef with this is, why the hell did the Ravens sign Cooper Rush, who has no similar skill set to Lamar Jackson, but you know who does? Tyler Huntley. You know who was on the Ravens before and knows, not Greg Roman, that's our old OC, and knows Todd Monken's playbook? Tyler Huntley. Do you know what team could be sitting at 3-3 or 2-4 instead of 1-5 if Tyler Huntley would have started these games? The Baltimore Ravens. Luckily, we get Lamar Jackson back after the bye week. We should be getting Roquan back against his former team in the Chicago Bears. We should be getting Pat Ricard back, which will elevate the run game. But this has been not one of the worst seasons, but it's definitely up there with the 2021 season and the 2015 season, if it keeps going the way it's going. Now, if we turn it around, if we turn it around, make the playoffs, take care of business, cool. But for right now, things are not looking good, and that sucks. Things coming up on the channel. Give me a second. I have my AirPods in, and they're starting to get a little bit uncomfortable. But actually, I'm going to keep them in and finish this. Things coming up on the channel. We got your NBA season opener preview. I will probably be uploading that video here soon. I want to do player profile episodes still. I know we talked about that. I am helping get other podcasts and stuff off the ground. Y'all should definitely subscribe to my boy Michael's podcast. I believe it is called, what did he name it? The Fantasy something. He named it something, but I will link it below so y'all can subscribe to it. Other things coming up on the channel, Pickems. We're not going to cover baseball because honestly, they're already in the midst of almost being at the World Series. College, I didn't get to do college Pickems like I wanted to this year, and, that sucks, but it just wasn't in the schedule this year. Make sure I didn't miss any games. No, I did not. But other stuff coming up on the channel, I'm trying to think what else is coming up in the world of sports. Mainly, it's just going to be football until we get into October. Then it will be football and basketball, college football. College football we'll probably cover once we get into the Natty or the playoffs at least, probably. I'll start doing that then. Like, once we get into the playoffs, I'll be like, okay, this is who's playing for the Natty, things of that nature. But that will be more like December, January. The Kobe Bryant player special episode that I want to do, we're going to do in January. I believe we've covered this on the channel before. The 500 sub giveaway is still going to be happening once this channel hits 500 subs. The channel has a little bit of fluctuation right now. We were sitting at 309 subscribers. When I checked last, we were at 307 subscribers, but I'm not going to let that get me discouraged because I know that's part of the journey that happens with the channel. You'll gain subscribers, you'll lose subscribers. You just got to build the channel up. Keep promoting content, keep promoting your brand, bet on yourself, because if nobody else has you, then you got you. That's the mindset you got to have when it comes to these sort of things. And, you have a positive mindset, everything's going to work out, then it is. But if you have a negative mindset and be like, oh, this isn't going to work out, get discouraged by it, you're not going to get anywhere with it. So that said, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep getting better. And I will see y'all back here for episode 73, which if it is not a Pickems, it is going to be the NBA opening season preview podcast, which will also in a sense be an NBA version of the opening season Pickems episode. We will also probably start being more active on our podcast socials because I do need to get back to that as well. But other than that, much love, and I will see y'all back here for the next episode.
Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows.